Okay, there we go.
Cool.
All right, welcome into today's Monday Live. Ethan, happy to have you here. We had the Masters this weekend. I know me and you both had Scotty. I had quite a bit of bets. Obviously, only one outright's going to win. So those were, I'm just glad I hit my one outright with Scotty. I had like four or five other outrights. Um, and then all my placements sucked. My top 10s, top fives, top 20s sucked. I only hit one, and that was Xander Schauffele top 10. I believe it was plus 115. So I got murdered there. Ended up somehow up a unit. Thankful for Scotty. I think I had 2.5 units on Scotty plus 450. So that saved me. Besides that, I got ruined. And then I really wasn't messing around with MLB, NBA, or NHL. I was just kind of focused all in on the Masters. It is my favorite golfing event. So I was pretty much focused on that. So I didn't really watch any other sports. But yeah, how are you? How was your weekend? I know you had Scotty as well. I know you were watching a little bit of the Masters. Yeah, how was the weekend? How was the last time since we talked?
Yeah, great weekend for me. Same thing. I was pretty dialed into the Masters from Thursday. Not the biggest golf fan as a sport to watch, but like absolutely just loved this tournament. And I've watched the Masters in the past, but I don't know, something about this one, probably having Scotty helped. Yeah, I just loved it. I plan on watching the tournament this weekend. Um, might be becoming a golf guy, so we'll see. But yeah, Scotty was great. Had a few futures on him. Yeah, other than that though, I sucked. I think you saw my tweet. I had Scotty to win round two, and he tied with two other guys, and somehow I lost money, which just makes zero sense to me. So if anyone can explain why I lost money on that, let me know. Um, I expected the dead heat. I expected my winnings to be cut, but I didn't expect to lose. And then I had Scotty to win round three, so that was electric when he eagled on 13, birdied 18 to take that solo lead. No dead heat there. Other than that, everything lost. Tiger to miss the cut. Um, Lowry, Connors, the Gala, all the finished top 20, all pretty much sucked. I mean, Connors gave me a shot there late, but Schauffele to win without Scotty gave me a shot on Sunday, but ultimately never got too close. Um, yeah, that was great. I was betting UFC 300, which I know Ben and Bobby were obviously big into. Did not have the Holloway knockout. I wish I did. Bobby did, so congrats to him. I know that was awesome. Um, and then hit another NASCAR race yesterday. Had a top 20. The guy ended up winning outright, so I wish I was sprinkled there. But yeah, yesterday was a pretty big day for me. So feeling good.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, again, all my units were tied up on the Masters, so I really stayed away from all their sports. I saw a couple highlights of the UFC. I've still yet to bet it. I don't know. I just know absolutely nothing, so I'm a little hesitant to start betting UFC. But I guess I should probably start watching Tap in Vegas with Ben and Bobby because they're killing it over there. So yeah, I'm excited to keep watching some golf. I'm probably gonna refrain from Scotty for a couple tournaments until that baby's born. Um,
Exactly.
I don't want him to. I mean, it's going to be coming probably this tournament or next tournament. So I don't even know if he's playing in the RBC. But yeah, I had a great time on golf. I'm going to start looking a little bit more at outrights and placements because, I was doing a little research for the Masters and just like the general public, there's a couple guys that they were high on. That Oberg guy, Ludwig Oberg, they were high on. And then there was a couple other guys that they were high on, like couple others. They were big on Thigala. They were big on Wyndham Clark. They were big on there's one other dude, but kind of those mid tier outright guys. And obviously the Oberg was a great hit. The other guys not so much. Unfortunately, I did not take Oberg, but might try to I mean, they know more than I do. Some of these golf expert guys that I'm watching. So maybe I'll just try to see like what they're talking about. But yeah, I actually had a great time live betting the tournament quite a bit. They kept giving me Scotty Scheffler at plus 1,000 odds to birdie. I had him to ego on that 13 in round three at plus
Oh,
1,100. Um, so anytime I can get Scotty to, I mean, some of them were like plus 750 to birdie. Anytime I can get Scotty when he was on the Masters to birdie a hole, I'll take it. So I ended up doing okay. Um, yeah, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way too much. So I might get into golf, like you said, coming up here. I know we're the RBC this weekend. Not really sure when the next major is. Do you know?
think it's May or June maybe.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Um,
we'll have to look into that, but I'll definitely have some stuff out for that next major, most definitely. But maybe I'll get some stuff out for Thursday's RBC Heritage Tournament. But yeah, like I said, I was away from sports a little bit besides golf, and didn't even realize the NBA is starting their playoffs tomorrow. So we will have a video coming out. We're actually going to be filming right after this of dropping dimes. So our NBA show. We're just going to go through the bracket. Well, the NBA playoff bracket there. So um, excited to talk about that. Again, I'm not a huge NBA guy, so I was kind of thrown out. Thought we had like another week of regular season, but no, playing starts tomorrow. So excited. I'll probably start dabbling in that, especially watching it. NBA playoffs are way better than regular season. Still not as good as college basketball, but way better than regular season. So I'm excited for NBA. Um, you and Ben have your NHL show coming out, and NHL playoffs are starting. Is it the weekend?
Saturday.
Saturday. So we have NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, MLB. We have all 30 teams playing today. We're in a full swing of different sports now. So no more college basketball, which was our bread and butter. Obviously, football has been done for a while, which is our true bread and butter. So yeah, we're going down different avenues of sports. Um, Please let us know if there's any sport in particular that you want us to focus a little bit more of our time on. Because again, I think we know a lot, like very broad in a lot of sports, but we're not super specific and super in tune with some of these different sports like we are for football. So if there's a sport you want us to focus on more than others, just let us know, and we can definitely do that for you guys. But I'm excited. Yeah, do you have anything else before we get into today's plays at all?
Yeah, I could not be more ready for the NBA playoffs. Pretty well documented at this point that I had a great NBA season going and then basically gave it all away in the last, well, I basically gave it away in like a 3 week span. Haven't bet it now for weeks. Just swore it off until the postseason. So really excited to get back into that. Went 11-3 in the playoffs last year. Had a really nice playoff for NBA. So hoping I can duplicate. Um, NHL too. I've stayed away from NHL really this whole year. Usually it's like my most bet sport as far as volume goes, as bets placed. Not so much this year. Just have not had a feel for it. Haven't watched it as much as I used to. But always love the playoffs. I mean, honestly, I would take the Stanley Cup playoffs over the NFL playoffs. To be honest, I think it's the second best playoffs outside of March Madness. I absolutely love it. So really looking forward to the hockey playoffs. Like you said, NBA playoffs are actually watchable, so I'll take that over the regular season. That isn't. Um, yeah, and then I guess last thing I'll say about golf, I'm trying to approach golf. I think like I have been NASCAR, just one bet. I think I'm just gonna take a top 20 guy every week, see if I can just hit it, and we'll start there. Maybe sprinkle some outrights just for the hell of it, um, which I'm gonna start doing in NASCAR too because I was kicking myself yesterday for not doing it. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna approach golf and see how it does. Also, I see Aaron in the comments here. Quick shout out to him. He did go 3-0 on his Premier League article that he put out on Saturday. So nice little sweep for him on the weekend. Um, yeah, I wish I could duplicate. I suck at soccer betting.
Yeah, Aaron's our soccer guy. Yeah, Champs League starting up on Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, I don't know much about soccer, or sorry, football. But yeah, Aaron has a couple blogs out there. So if you want a little bit more soccer bets, EPL, Champs League, Aaron's your guy. You can find those on bettergreen.com. He does post those over there in blog form, so or article form. So yeah, we got a little bit of everything over here at Better and Green. Along the lines of golf betting, I kind of agree with you. I'm not as what's the word, disciplined to just have the one bet. But it was definitely scary this weekend if Scotty lost because I was going to be down quite a bit of units because I kind of deployed a lot. I kind of went all out. And again, I won two bets, like besides live bets. Like I won two bets and I went up a unit. Thank God for Scotty. But yeah, definitely went a little overboard, especially for being my first time really diving into golf this year. So I should probably take it back a little bit, but I'll probably have maybe like 5 bets a tournament now, maybe like 2 outrights and then a couple placements. I'm not disciplined enough just to have the one bet. I know myself, but yeah, I'm already excited. I might have to start looking up RBC today, or tonight, because that's starting up on Thursday. So, yeah, I'm excited. But yeah,
I'll
let's
jump
get
in
into. Go ahead.
just to piggyback off that. So I wasn't at all with NASCAR either. I mean, I just loved having so many bets on one race, 3 hours of just watching everybody. But then I would realize my favorite bet would win every time, but I'd have a unit on it, and then all my other bets I'd have like a half unit or 0.7, or I'd come out either losing or like barely up units. So then after probably 5 straight weeks of that, I'm like, why am I not just betting that one single bet, trying to actually win money? So now I've doubled my unit size. I might even double into half or maybe triple my unit size. So that will give me more room to sprinkle on the outrights. Yeah, I don't know. But I wasn't disciplined until I realized I was not making any money. So maybe that could help. But I
That's
also
true.
hope you do make money. Hope you're not disciplined and win them all.
Yeah, I mean, if you can keep predicting outrights and tournament style events on any sport, you should be doing pretty well. Obviously, that's very tough to do. And Scotty was the very heavy favorite, more than double the odds for the next favorite. But again, it's really tough to win. So yeah, I was happy with the outright win there. And oh yeah, hopefully we'll keep that momentum. I already made it. I already decided I'm going to have some RBC bets for you guys. So stay tuned for those. But let's get into today's plays. We're going to keep this relatively short. We do have an NBA, like I said, episode to film after this. So all my plays are in baseball tonight. I didn't look at NHL. I know there's a couple crucial games in the NHL for us Wings fans. And then obviously those Penguin fans out there, the Capitals fans, and I think the Islanders are in there. There's a weird little four-way thing going on in the whatever league that is in the NHL. But I stayed away. I might have an NHL bet later tonight, but not on the show. Are you on? What are you on? Are you on baseball, hockey?
Two baseball, one hockey.
Okay. I'll start with me first. I'll go with my baseball play or plays. Um, so I've been fading the Oakland A's all year, and turns out the A's aren't as bad as I thought. But know who is really bad is the Chicago White Sox. I think they're 2-10, 2-9, something like that. And Kansas City, one of the worst teams in baseball last year, is actually I think they're 9-6. To say like they're not terrible this year. So I'm taking the Kansas City Royals today at Chicago White Sox on the -1.5 on the run line. It's at +100. Again, not great odds, but the White Sox are so bad, and the Royals are actually pretty solid. So I'm gonna take the Royals on the run line, +100 against the White Sox.
Yeah, Sox are actually worse than you thought. Royals are actually better than you thought. Royals are 10-6. White Sox are
Okay.
2-13.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I was if you remember, pretty heavy on the White Sox last year. Um, yeah, they have completely fallen off, and they still have a lot of the same guys when they were decent like 2 years ago, which is kind of weird. But I'll start in hockey. I'll get that one out of the way first. I'm also going to start by saying I have not placed a bet on any of these three that I'm about to give out. Um, I might get there. I just haven't fully decided. But hockey, I'm looking at the late game, the 9:30 start Eastern, Minnesota Wild at LA Kings. I'm going under 5.5. I haven't checked all the books. I'm sure you could probably get a juiced 6 in there, which I would take the juice. I mean, probably up to like -140. Love getting that 6 just in case of a push, but I like the under. I say it every time this year. I think when playoffs are approaching, you start seeing more playoff or more defensive effort in playoff style games. These two teams are both kind of fighting for positioning, fighting for. I think the Wild are fighting for the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and the Kings have been an under team this whole year. They're not the greatest offensive team. Their goaltending, especially with Cam Talbot, who is in net tonight, has been pretty solid. Gustafson in net for Minnesota, so they both have their starters going. Just think it's a big game. I think we see a nice defensive style of hockey here. This probably goes 3-1. Not going to pick a winner, but I think it stays under that 5.5. Again, if you can find a 6, I would play that even with heavy juice.
Yeah, if you're not accustomed to NHL at this time of the year, the NHL in the playoffs, the unders are usually a pretty good bet. It's a almost a completely different sport, playoff hockey or end of season hockey compared to regular season hockey. Yeah, so I like that quite a bit. Um, I'm gonna obviously stay in baseball. This one's pretty gross, and I don't really know why I'm taking it, but I do have money on it, and I'm taking the Mets on the money line. They are a slight favorite, -125 against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are actually pretty hot. Pirates are 11-5. Mets are 7-8. Pirates have one of the best pitchers on the mound, at least this year. They have Martin Perez, his 1.89 ERA. And the Mets have Hauser, who has struggled this year. He's 0-1, but the 2 games he started, he's lost. The one just didn't count for a loss because he didn't get to the inning total. But yeah, Hauser was a beast at Milwaukee the last couple years. He's now on the Mets and has had a tough go to start. The Mets honestly have had a tough go to start. And again, like I said, the Pirates are kind of a scrappy team. They're 11-5. They're pretty solid start. I'm gonna trust that the books have this one right and take the Mets as the favorite, -125 on the money line. I I'm a little nervous because the Mets are kind of that public team a little bit. They're not quite New York Yankees or LA Dodgers or Atlanta Braves type of notoriety, but they're up there in the league of public teams. But I think they got this line right, so I'm going to trust them and take the Mets on the money line.
Yeah, I looked at that game. That is a fishy line, especially with those pitchers on the mound with their current ERAs and win totals. So yeah, I looked at that. Yeah, weird line. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is on the Pirates there. So I like the Mets in that one. This one's going against a play that I saw you tweeted out. So I hope it's not your third play here. Um, I'm going to take a stab at the Padres on the money line, -105. I'm seeing Milwaukee is very public, 76% of the bets. Um, and why not? I mean, they're 10-4. They're at home. San Diego on the road, 9-9. The reason I'm not playing this or haven't played it yet is because San Diego is off that series win against the Dodgers. They just got a win last night against them to win that series 2-1. So I think they could come into this one just a little bit overconfident. Maybe I don't know. It's early in the year. I'm not going to say they probably celebrated last night, but they're probably feeling pretty good about themselves getting that series win. And they've already played 5 times this year. They're up 3-2 on them. But I am looking to fade the Brewers because this is their first game back home after 2 straight road trips. Haven't been home in over a week. And then the pitchers on the mound. It is Joe Musgrove for the Padres, who has not had a great year. He's 1-2 with a 6.87 ERA. So that's probably where a lot of that money is coming in on the Brewers tonight. The Brewers have a pitcher who has a 1.8 ERA, but Musgrove obviously has shown that he's a very capable pitcher in the past. Yeah, it's kind of more of a fade on the Brewers in that spot for them. Don't love that they're home. They're only home for 3 days before they hit the road again. So just don't love the spot for the Brewers. I'm going to take a stab at the Padres at it's like -105, even odd somewhere in there.
Yeah, so I have a small unit on the Brewers. I don't really care a whole lot about that bet. Um, those freaking Padres, man. I try to stay away from betting the Yankees and betting the Dodgers. I haven't bet them at all until early last week. I bet the Yankees and they lost, and then I bet the Dodgers last night and they lost. So I can't bet those teams right. I can't get those teams right. So yeah, the Padres really kind of pissed me off last night. Well, the Dodgers pissed me off more, but yeah, it's probably a decent play. Musgrove is a notable name. He'll probably get back on track. Yeah, those freaking Dodgers, man. They're probably going to destroy the Nationals today now that I didn't bet them. But if I take the Dodgers, Nats will win.
Right.
I'm going to go, obviously, still in the MLB. I'm going to take the Reds and the Mariners under 7.5 tonight. It's -110. Reason for this Reds are a pretty high scoring team, also a very high strikeout team. The Mariners have their best pitcher on the mound in Kirby. He is off to a tough start, 1-2 with an 8.16 ERA, but it's Kirby. He's their ace. I think he's going to get back on track. You can't keep hit throwing 8 ERAs out there. So I think he's going to get back on track. I think the Reds are going to really struggle. Also, wouldn't mind Kirby's strikeout props tonight. I think he's going to be wheeling and dealing, and I think the Reds are ultimately gonna really struggle. But I think this is probably gonna be like a 2-1, 2-0 game in favor of the Mariners. So I'm gonna take the under of 7.5.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go back to. I'm sticking in the MLB, going back to a game that you mentioned right off the bat, and that is the Cardinals and the Athletics. I am gonna fade the A's. I'm gonna take the Cardinals on the run line. Minus 102 on DraftKings. Shop around. I'm sure you can get a plus price somewhere out there. But basically, like you mentioned, the A's have not played nearly as bad as what most people thought they were going to be this year. I still think they're going to be a bottom feeder. Um, they're just off to a good start here, but I think teams are going to start taking them a little bit more seriously than they probably have early on. And I think it probably starts here with the Cardinals. Cards are off back-to-back losses on the road against Arizona. They now get to go play in Oakland for 3 straight games. Just think it's a really nice opportunity for the Cardinals to kind of get back on track. And then also just think it's a really nice time to fade the A's. They just won that series against the Nationals. They were favored against the Nationals, I know, last night or yesterday. Something that I don't even know if they were probably favored ever last year. So unfamiliar territory. They got the win. They're probably feeling pretty good about themselves. They've won 6 of their last 8. So really overachieving at this point. I don't expect it to happen. I think now is a decent time to jump in. You could probably start fading them game after game, like I know a lot of people were doing early in the year. Yeah, I don't expect their success to keep up. I think it's a spot where the Cardinals look to take advantage, take them seriously. Sonny Gray on the mound for the Cardinals, who has 0.00 ERA. He only pitched 5 innings so far, but Stripling on the mound for the Athletics. He has a 5.50 ERA, 0-3 on the year. Not great. So I think the pitcher advantage goes to the Cardinals. Spot goes to the Cardinals. Best team is the Cardinals. Like them to win minus 1.5.
Yeah, I just can't bet it again because I've lost so much money on those freaking A's this year. Like again, I've switched strategies to the fading into the White Sox. But again, I don't have money on it, which means it's going to hit. It's just the reality of things. Ben's in the comment, lost 2 subs. Why do people hate winning money? I ask myself that every day, Ben. I don't know. That's get those subs back. Yeah, we're at 640. We would like to get to 1,000 subs before the football season starts in late August. So please please subscribe, guys. We appreciate it. Please share this as well. Do you have anything else to add before we close out here? Again, NBA is coming out tomorrow morning. We'll have our NBA playoff predictions. So we didn't talk about NBA at all on this on the live, but if you do want our NBA predictions, stay tuned for that tomorrow. Ben also in the comments up over 8 units last weekend. It's pretty damn good. Better in green, baby. Printing money over here. Ethan, do you have anything else before we close here?
No, yeah. Like I said, looking forward to the playoffs. Looking forward to more golf. Looking forward to more NASCAR. I didn't say this at the beginning, but I think I've hit 5 straight top 10s for my most confident 5 straight races. So just really feeling like I'm seeing that well. Hoping that continues. But yeah, looking forward to the sports we have going right now. UFL as well. Haven't been betting it too much, but been watching, following. Michigan's got a kicker that I think the Lions need to look at. But yeah, other than that, excited to talk some NBA. And like you said, go check it out if you guys are looking for the NBA picks. We'll have it out tomorrow.
Yeah, and I forgot NHL videos coming out as well. I'm sure we'll have MMA. And then Aaron's betting on soccer tonight, Argentinos Juniors, and River Plate money lines. So if you do want some 2 soccer plays tonight, there you go. Back in South America. Probably going to win because Aaron's on a heater and knows his ball. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you live next Monday. See you guys.
See you guys.